watching Less Than Rhetorical, and today we're in the shooting range today, and we're talking about how to aim train. It seems like a lot of people struggle with knowing like how to improve their aim, and so today we're going to talk about just what you need to be doing to improve your aim, and just a couple of tips and tricks for that. So first of all, my best tip that I can give you is before you hop into ranked, spend 5 minutes warming up in the shooting range. And do this every single day to build consistency and habits. Now, all of this is determined on the fact that you need to have the right sensitivity in order to properly aim train rather. If you don't have the right sensitivity, then check out another video that I'm going to put out soon on how to find your sense. But basically, for finding your sensitivity, once you've found the right sensitivity, don't change it. Don't be like changing it every single day or every single week or a little modification here or there all the time. Just keep your sensitivity for at least 3 months. And aim train every single day on that sense for 3 months once you've found the right sense, and see if that gets you to a spot where you feel like your aim is improving. And if not, then you can take a look at changing, and maybe there's a better sense that's out there for you. But I wouldn't change your sensitivity until you've got comfortable with it. So let's talk about just a little practice for aim training. So first of all, what are some drills that you can do in order to improve your aim? Well, one of the best drills is recoil control. If I fire Yana's gun, you can see that is the recoil pattern. And so now I know, well, I need to pull down most of the time, kind of to the left a little bit, and then kind of to the right at the end. So if I aim this back up and I try to do that, it pulled a little bit more left than I was anticipating. So I'm going to pull a little more right this time. Oh, I bounced around a little, but that was just because I'm on a controller and my thumb kind of flipped.
Nothing wrong with spending time at the range.
And I can just keep doing this, drilling this, until I feel very comfortable. Like that last one felt very good. Now, what I see a lot of people do is they aim like mid. Let me find a dummy. Give me a second. They aim here on the dummy and let the recoil carry them up to the headshot. And that's because really they can't control the recoil. So they're doing this whenever they have a gunfight. There are a couple of things you can do to improve your recoil control. So if you're doing this, and that's your recoil control, you may have too low of a sensitivity because you can't pull it down smooth enough. If you're doing this, you might have too high of a sensitivity because you're pulling down too much. If you're bouncing from side to side with it, well, that could be a number of things. It could be the attachment you're using on the gun. It could be your horizontal sensitivity is too high and you keep flicking your thumb back and forth. But more than likely, you need to look at your attachments. So just a reminder on attachments. The flash hider, well, first of all, I can put on an attachment. Let me change this to flash hider for a second. Nope, I didn't respawn. Give me a sec. Oh, you can't do it in the shooting range? Okay, that needs changed. When you are looking at your operators on your main screen, you can see to the bottom right of the operator screen, the gun, and the recoil pattern. So you can change from compensator to flash hider to muzzle brake and see what the recoil patterns look like. Flash hider will give you most of the time better recoil control because it's meant for burst firing, where you're firing, several shots at a time. Compensator is meant for like, hey, I'm just holding down the trigger the entire time. The compensator helps you control like horizontal recoil, but not vertical
No rush.
recoil. Muzzle brake is for single shot fires. It'll have less recoil on the first shot and more recoil on the rest of them. And then suppressor and extended barrel have no extra recoil benefit. This extended barrel gives you a little bit more damage at range. Actually, I think just in general. And the suppressor gives you just no tracers when you fire your gun, which I use suppressor as often as I can. The vertical grip will help with recoil. In the upcoming season, it's going to be reduced a little bit from 25% reduction of recoil to 20% reduction of recoil. The angle grip used to help with ADS time, but in the upcoming season, the angle grip is only going to help you with faster reload time. And there'll be a new grip, which will replace none, that will be the horizontal grip, and that will cause you to move faster. And that's, I'm excited to try those out. But none of those really impact recoil control except for the vertical grip. And so if you're having trouble with recoil control, throw the vertical grip on and put on the, maybe, change your sight too. I found for me, if I go to a holographic or a one-time sight, sometimes that helps me to be more precise with my recoil control. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, that's pretty precise. But at least I'm not taking engagements that are out of the range. Like with a holographic, I'm not going to take this engagement. That's too hard of an engagement for me to take. I mean, it's not, but it might be too hard of an engagement for me to take. And by throwing on the holographic, I'm ensuring that I take closer engagements. And so I'm more likely to have better recoil control at closer range. So if you're struggling with your recoil control, maybe try a different sight as well. But the goal is to practice it until you can take these further away engagements and not be bouncing all over.
That'll cost us a pretty penny.
All right. Once you've got your recoil control down, and I would spend, like maybe, I don't know. I mean, I shoot a lot of bullets into the wall, just like this. I don't. Every time I log in, I go until I feel comfortable with being able to control the recoil on the gun that I'm using, and use the guns for the operators that you're going to play for that day. The next thing you need to work on is your 180s. Now I do them like this because my sensitivity is fast when un-ADS'd, but slow when ADS'd. But your sensitivity may be faster when ADS'd, but slow when un-ADS'd. And so maybe for you, it's better for you to just stay ADS'd. But you need to get good at your 180s. So often in this game, you have to turn around and take an engagement with someone on the other side. This is a part of knowing if your sensitivity is correct too. If I'm trying to flick and you see how close I was, you're not going to be perfectly accurate, but I got right to the area and then I did a micro adjustment. Right to the area and then a micro adjustment. I'm there, micro adjustment. So I can do that now and go immediately back and forth in my 180s because my sensitivity is correct. It's good for me. So for you, if you're trying to find that sensitivity and you're flicking and you're ending up over here, you might have too high of a horizontal sensitivity. You might need to turn that down a bit so that you end up here. Or if you're flicking and you end up here, you might have too low of a sensitivity and you may need to turn that up a bit. You should be able to consistently flick back and forth in a 180 consistently. If you can't do that, that's a drill that you need to work on. The other thing you might want to work on is not just 180s, but 90-degree turns. So I use this stop sign right here. I know it's not a perfect 90-degree turn, but it helps me to, to get right where I want to be. But you can also use the wall to your left. Pick a spot. Say this is where I'm going to turn to. And then just back and forth to that spot. Again, once you feel comfortable, you should be able to do this with minimal micro adjustment. I went actually a little bit too far and had to macro adjust to get back. But that's really right on. And so I just have that micro adjustment from here to here to be right where I want to be on target. That will improve your aim significantly if you can do 180s and do 90-degree flicks. That helps. Let's move on to moving while shooting. So I know this is here to give you a dummy to shoot at, but I want you to look at this as an opportunity to practice crosshair placement. The crosshairs, notice where my crosshair is at. It's basically right at the mouth of the dummy. I'm not at the tip of his head. I'm not in the middle of his head. I'm kind of at the mouth. If I pull down too much, I'm going to get body shots. If I pull up too much, I'm going to get headshot still. Or if I don't pull down enough, that is, I get headshot still. If I'm, struggling left and right, I'm going to grab these shoulders. So I'm giving myself the most opportunity to hit the target by being at mouth level or chin level as I aim. I'm always aiming for the head though, every single time I shoot. One drill that I practice, and I would encourage you to practice as well, and this will help you to know if your ADS speed is correct. Can you smoothly, and you don't have to be perfect, but can you smoothly move from left to right and keep your reticle on the dummy? Like I said, you don't have to be perfect, but obviously the better you are, the better aim you're going to have. You may have much better aim than I do. My aim is really
here
not
all
that
day,
great.
literally.
When I think about it, the reason that I win in this game is usually not because of my aim. But then, once you get that down, now we're going to add to it. We're going to add shooting. So you see how I was able to hit the head 10 times in that? That's what you want to be able to do. You don't want to be like that, right? You don't want to be bouncing around everywhere when you're trying to go from side to side. You want to be smoothly, just...
You don't slip, do you?
12 shots to the head. Some people can do better than me. Again, I don't have the best aim. But if you're struggling to keep the reticle on the target while firing and moving left and right, then you're going to struggle to hit your shots in game. And so that's the portion of your game you need to improve. Because so often in a game, how often have we talked about, I know someone's coming here, I know someone's close, oh, I've got to swing them. All right, so I'm going to swing out and get the gunfight. Or I'm going to swing into him here and keep my recoil control down and keep firing and hit him in the head, right? And wait for them to peek. A lot of times people will quick peek a doorway too many times. Like, you only need to quick peek once, get the information, and then engage if you're going to engage. But you don't really need to keep quick peeking like this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Because what will happen is somebody will see you quick peek, and they will just pre-fire the area that you're going to quick peek, and you'll walk into them. But they can't do that. You can't do that to them. You can't pre-fire where they will peek if you can't control recoil. And so that's why controlling your recoil is so vitally important in this game. And you should be able to do it with most of the weapons in the game. Start with the hardest weapons. Start with weapons like Smoke SMG-11. The SMG-11 is notorious for rough recoil control. And it's only got 16 bullets. See how it bounces around like that? And that's with me controlling. Watch if I just let it go. It's kind of all over the place. It's better than it used to be, by far. But that's a good gun to practice recoil control with. Another great gun to practice recoil control with, I think, is the R4C. I mean, the Yana's G36C. Ace's gun has a little bit of recoil. Buck has a little bit of recoil. Twitch, the F2. F2 is a fantastic gun to practice recoil control with. Watch this recoil. See how high that went? So pulling down on that, just getting used to pulling down on that, and getting a good sensitivity with pulling down on that, that is a fantastic way to get recoil control. Obviously, I'm much better with Yana's gun than I am with the F2. Wow, that was literally terrible. So you get the picture. This is something now I'm going to have to work on. I'm going to have to work on the F2 because I haven't shot this gun in probably a season. But not playing. I've been using Twitch DMR, which, by the way, is fantastic. If you haven't tried it, it's incredible. So, maybe I'll spend some time and work on the, oops, I don't want Twitch. Maybe I'll spend some time and work on that recoil. So recoil control, and then adding to it, moving back and forth, okay? And think about how you might do this to warm up, right? A warm-up session. I just go until I'm comfortable, okay? I'm good with my 180s, just checking myself. Okay, I'm good. I'm used to my sense. Okay, let me just make sure I can flick 90 degrees. Yep, I can. Okay, I'm gonna move over here. Like, that's how quick that took. Now I'm over here, and I'm looking, I'm going, okay? Oh, I'm all over the place. All right, well, let's fix that. And now I might spend a little bit more time here until, okay, well, I'm shooting pretty consistently now. All right, that feels good. Let me go ahead and move on. And that's all the time that needs to take. Now we come to this third range. And this is the final stage of any warm-up that I would recommend you do, but also where the best aim training happens. So let's take a look at the options here. I'm gonna tell you what I recommend for starting out, and then you can increase it and change it later. I recommend you start with 2 targets, big ball, target move speed, idle, target distance, near. Okay? Infinite ammo on. This is my recommendation. And I would put the round duration at 30 seconds for right now. Okay? This is what I would recommend. First thing you do is just, with your pistol, move from target to target. This will help you get better with pistols. And the goal here is accuracy, not speed. But by improving your accuracy, you'll actually get faster.
Yeah, looks like someone brought their A game.
All right? You may not have these numbers, but what I look for is kills per minute. I look to see, is the kills per minute over 50? If I can get it over 50, that's my goal. That's where I'm at right now. I'm actually shooting for 60 now because I just keep improving and improving and improving. And as far as accuracy goes, you really want that to be like above 90%. If you can get to 100, that's great. I missed a few on this one, so 89. That's my benchmark. That's what I do, but it really doesn't matter. None of this really matters. What matters is how comfortable you get moving around and getting yourself feeling good. If you feel like, boy, that's too easy, and let me change here, because we wouldn't want to just do pistol, right? We want to do ADS on whatever sight of whatever gun it is that you're using. This just helps you to improve your flicks. See, I missed one, but I got that one. And remember, you're flicking to the area and then doing a micro adjustment to get on target. And then because you get so good at those micro adjustments, eventually it looks like you just flick from one to
What
the other.
happens when you trust your instincts?
To the operational staff office.
So we're good. That's where I want to be. And I'm close to 60. I'm close to where I'm going for my target. So now I need to increase my difficulty. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the target distance until eventually my target distance is random. And at random, I should be able to hit my targets wherever they're at. This helps you to be precise at long range, helps you to be precise boy, it's been a while since I've done this. I can't talk, and it's been a while since I've done far away because I've been working on other drills. If you miss one, just go back to it
Never
later.
doubted you could do it.
You don't have to keep doing it. It's good enough. I mean, I was a little bad with my accuracy there. Some of those faraway ones are a little harder to hit because they're smaller targets. But you know what? I say, you know, I want to increase the difficulty more. Maybe now I go to a small ball, or I go to a dummy. I would recommend just stay on big ball for a little while until you feel really comfortable, and then start increasing the target move speed. So now I'm going to see, can I do the same thing but with a moving target? Okay. I was behind on that one.
Mirror in the workshop for equipment evaluation.
And you're just getting your,
That's some good,
well, in my
clean
case,
shooting.
my thumb, because I'm on controller. But you're just getting your thumb used to, you're getting your muscle memory down for your aim. And the more you do this, you don't have to do it a lot either. 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day is really all you need in here. But the more you do this, the better your aim will get over time. In a 2-week period of time, you'll notice a huge difference. And eventually you'll get up to a random target speed. Now what I do when I get to random is I don't worry about accuracy anymore. I worry about recoil control. So I've got an infinite ammo. Let me just go ahead and hold down the trigger. And this just helps me to flick each target, but during the micro adjustments, I'm dealing with it as I would if I was pre-firing an area. And I'm getting used to micro adjusting while pre-firing. It's all about the control.
You're
Okay.
getting there.
You get the idea. Obviously, the accuracy we don't care about, but 60 is the target I was shooting for, so I feel good with that performance at this point. So there you have it. There's a basic aim training drill in the shooting range you can do, starting from this side, going all the way over, that can help you to improve your aim on a regular basis. And I hope that this helps you so that you're going to be improving in your gameplay. This is what you will do for aim training. However, if you really want to improve your Rainbow Six Siege gameplay, like actual gameplay, your aim is not going to be what's going to make you better. So what's going to make you better in your gameplay is getting out and playing against real people and getting the game sense of knowing when do I swing, how do I swing, what do I, when do I hold and wait for them to swing me, when do I pre-fire. Those are all game sense concepts that you can't learn in the shooting range. You're just going to have to go out and play real people. And you're not going to learn it from landmark drills and target drills and running through a map and shooting everything or shooting all the terrorists. You're not going to learn it from that because they don't respond like real people. The AI program is nice, but your best option is to get in and get real gunfights. I recommend the arcade mode. The arcade mode in Deathmatch, I can do 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes in here, and then hop into one deathmatch, maybe 2 or 3 a day, and within 15 minutes, I'm not only warmed up for ranked, but I've significantly improved my aim and my ability to compete at a higher level, because I now understand, I'm now, thinking how to outsmart my enemies and getting used to that and learning from my mistakes. Every time you die, that's a learning moment. If you die in an arcade mode, take that moment, learn from it, and say, okay, maybe I shouldn't have been in that position. Or maybe I shouldn't have swung. Or maybe I shouldn't have, I should have pre-fired when I swung. Or what is it
Want
that
me
you
to get in there?
did, or what is it that you can do
Shooting range closes for
to
cleanup in
improve
1
so
hour.
that whatever it was that happened to you doesn't happen again, so that you don't get fried the next time you go into that situation and you see that situation in a real game. The more you do that, the better you'll be. I'll try to make a video sometime on getting into arcade modes and what you can do in arcade mode to maximize your aim training ability. But for now, this is our aim training video, and thank you very much for watching.